Hello there, welcome to Prequel, Sequel, Requel, the show where we pick a film or a franchise and give it a prequel, a sequel, and a requel with a panel of comedians and movie lovers as well. Tonight's film is The Golden Child, Eddie Murphy classic from the 80s. So we're not going to piss about tonight. We're going to get straight on with this. First of all, let's bring our lovely panel in tonight. First of all, you know him and I know him. We all know him. He's your friend and mine. Is Eddie French. Come in, Eddie. Let me get me mouse there.
Hello.
There we go. I just thought you were going to come in automatically then, forgetting I had to click to get you in.
Yeah.
There we go.
You have to pull back the velvet rope from this bit of the internet and usher me in.
That's true. How's your week been?
Are you?
All right.
Yeah, good. Yeah, not bad at all. It's been snowy, but I did go to the Yorkshire Sculpture Park and saw some Highland cows.
Oh, Highland cows.
They are big and silly and ginger, and they are my favourite cows, so that was fun.
Out of all the cows, they are the best.
Of all the types of cows, they are my favourite ones, yeah. So that was nice. And I was taking photos of them from a respectful distance away, and there was a bloke over with another one of the big bulls, trying to take a selfie with one of them, and the bull showed its displeasure by charging at him, and he had to hide behind the sculpture.
Well, that sounds like the Carry On film we did last week, to be honest. With the bull scene.
You know what? Yeah, it was. Except there was a genuine risk of a man being hurt. Luckily, the cow was happy with him just being further away. But yeah.
Very nice. Lovely. What a lovely little story to start off the evening. Speaking of lovely little stories, we've got our old friend Natalie Smeaton here.
What is that?
I don't know, Nat. I don't know.
Yes, you are.
I try every week to give you a little intro and it never works. I try to link, like they do, all professionals link stuff all the time. They go, hey, speaking of that, we've got this. I think you can just do it with any words and it never works. But that's fine. How's your week been?
Do you know what? I've had a lovely week, but I've only just discovered how dangerous Yorkshire Sculpture Park is. Like, why have they just got bulls wandering around attacking people?
To be fair, you have to go into that particular bit. There's a fenced off area where they are, but you are allowed in there because there's a path through. But
and then they kill a bull, tries to kill you.
Only because they were being bothered by a man.
There you go.
I just don't feel safe there anymore. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I do. It's easy. You just Crocodile Dundee. You just go.
Not knifey spoony then.
Yeah, you do that, and then they're fine.
Very lovely. Right,
let's leave them alone.
Let's keep going. We can't all be bull stories tonight.
It's bullshit. That's what it is right now.
Yeah. Bullshit. Right then, we're not in this together tonight. We always have a special guest every week, and we've pulled out all the stops tonight. This is an old friend of ours, an old colleague, an old compadre, an old acting comedic buddy of ours. It's none other than the lovely Mr. Matthew Jackson.
Hello.
Hello.
I should have put some polish on the head so the sun could have, shone off it. But
which would help save the lady.
Yes, I'm good. Are you all okay? Nice to see you all. It's nice to be invited. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, no, thanks for coming on to do it.
And today over 40, all
of you. You picked the film as well tonight, The Golden Child, a classic that we've enjoyed for many years.
Good choice.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it for a while, and I don't think anybody else had for a while. So, yeah, good stuff. Good, funny, some quotable lines in this one. Right,
one of my favourites.
Yeah, one of your favourites. Cool. Okay.
Very quotable lines.
Yes, exactly. Tommy, what does he say?
Sorry, I think there's a bit of a time delay here. There's a bit of a time delay, isn't there?
There always is. Don't worry. I'll take that banner might be slowing things down a little bit. That watching one, we'll take that down. It's fine. There we go. We'll try it without that. Right then. So as I've explained already, the show tonight is Prequel, Sequel, Requel. If you're watching on Facebook, Twitter, no, not Twitter. What is it? Twitch. I get that wrong every time. YouTube. Yeah. Welcome. feel free to leave a comment.
Twitter.
It's all the same. It's all the same, innit? Leave a comment if you're watching the show.
If you're watching on Friends Reunited, then do give us a thumbs up and leave us some kudos on MySpace.
MySpace, that's the biggie. All the kids are using MySpace nowadays.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, they are.
Are they still going, them two things?
No.
MySpace and Friends Reunited.
Who were the guy who used to be on MySpace who always friended everybody? Who was the guy in charge of it? Was it Tom? Yeah, Tom on MySpace. Yeah, he was always on there. And you're like, what if you don't want to be his friend? You could get rid of him.
You could remove him.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Right then. So tonight we are doing The Golden Child. These guys are going to pitch their prequel, sequel, and requel. We're going to do a round at a time. After they pitch each one of those, the other two panelists get to ask them a question about their pitch to see if it's watertight, which I'm sure there will be. But first of all, I always like to read you the back of the DVD box from the film, just in case you haven't seen the film in a while. This will remind you.
God, did it make it to DVD?
Yeah. It did, yeah. It was, I think it's Paramount Collection DVD. This was one of the special editions. Right then,
4K edition personally myself. So.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Cool. Here we go then. As the chosen one, Eddie Murphy is on a madcap mission to save the Golden Child, a youth with mystical powers who's been abducted by an evil cult. He battles a band of super nasties, scrambles through a booby-trapped chamber of horrors, and traverses Tibet to obtain a sacred dagger. But it's Murphy's wit that turns out to be his sharpest weapon in this 24-carat comedy adventure.
Oh,
I mean, sounds good. Sounds good. So, lots of fun in here. Oh, we got a message already from Puttycab. Hi guys. Hi, Matt's beard. Who seen you with that beard? That's how Richard.
Hello, Richard.
Her name's Helen.
oh,
he's left.
He's gone. He's gone. Left.
I loved that dance, Eddie. That was a great dance.
That was my brilliant joke dance. But apparently that was too much of an accusation for Matt.
Is he coming back?
Yeah, I realised I was quite a way away from the from Wi-Fi corner.
Oh, right.
Because I live in a fucking castle.
Oh, there you go. Right.
Well, sorry, the Wi-Fi doesn't stretch to this wing.
Yeah, very good.
Sorry.
Right.
There were no lag there.
All right then. Right, let's get on with this. So we're going to do the prequels first of all. Obviously, the Golden Child prequels. We're going to start off. You get a minute on the clock. Thereabouts a minute. I won't be too strict, obviously. We're going to start with Eddie first of all with his prequel. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
So we'll listen to Eddie's prequel. Then you can ask a question, Matt or Nat, afterwards. All right. Here we go with Eddie's prequel.
So my prequel is going to sort of initially start off as a sort of a Tibetan version of Only Fools and Horses, using the peddler who only knows how to speak English if it's very, very insulting. So we're going to see him. He's going to be cutting deals. He's going to be, finding a load of trinkets that fell off the back of a donkey, and all those kind of things. But he's actually going to end up making quite a bit of money, because apparently he can make $100 every time an American arrives. So he pretty quickly gets a lot of money. He realizes that he owes a lot of tax. So what he does, he goes into publishing, and he establishes True Tibetan Fetish magazine publishing, and goes on to have a very successful title, Chunky Asses, which is very, very popular all over the United States. And in that, he sprinkles in little bits of magic, little charms, so that eventually the chosen one will notice a copy and be subliminally encouraged to assist when that time is right.
Oh, nice.
All right. Okay. So, Nat and Matt, you can ask Eddie a question whenever you want. If you've got one for him on his, you don't have to ask one if you haven't got one, but if you want to try and put him on the spot, maybe pick a hole in his plot.
What?
Exactly.
Did you hear it?
Chunky asses and not butt pie or butt cake.
Well, Chunky Asses, as we see in the film, is the title that he goes with. So I would have obviously gone for Butt Cake, which is I understand it is, according to Eddie Murphy's description, is a butt with some cake on it. So obviously that's a very appealing notion. But Chunky Asses, obviously, because you want to, appeal to as many people as possible. Otherwise, it becomes too niche. And having worked in the periodical department at the British Library, I have seen what niche periodicals have to charge in order to sell. So if you want newsstand level liked pornography, Chunky Asses is the way to go.
Yeah, I'm all for that. It's a good explanation. Right. Thank you, Eddie.
No problem.
Yeah, cool. All right. Yeah.
Well, I have a question. So,
okay,
this publishing house, obviously, it must have been around for long enough to establish like a presence in the US. So they must have more than one title. I'd like to know what the other soft porn niche titles are for this publisher, please.
Yes, there is forward pointing breasts. That's a popular one. There is legs without tights on them, and they're very straightforward. It's something to do with the language, like the translation. You want to make sure that it makes all, so and then also lady look you in the eye with the mouth. That's another one.
Okay,
all right, that's good.
All right,
yeah.
All right, the questions have been asked there. I think we can move on. Yeah, okay. Pretty straightforward, that one, actually. Nat, it's your turn for your prequel, please. Yeah. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Go for it whenever you're ready.
Okay. Sardo Numpsy is bored. As a third-level demon with only limited access to hauntings, temptings, and possessions, his work is mostly centered around torturing souls in hell. But he's ambitious and willing to literally throw as many people under a bus as possible to get what he wants. Full level 1 access, possession, and haunting rights. But promotions are difficult in hell. As always, Sardo is a fighter and sees his fellow demon promoted in 1595 when he destroys a golden child who stands for justice. He vows to get noticed and be the next demon to face the next golden child. After stabbing a lot of other demons in the back, possessing 2 popes, and a boy that they based a smash hit film The Exorcist on, he's finally allowed a body and given the task of destroying the new golden child, Compassion, and he's sent up to the earth. The end. My magic's matched into disappearance. That's how good that was.
Yeah.
He had to go get a drink.
Okay. Right, you can ask a question then, Eddie and Matt, if you want. To put Nat on the spot there with us.
I would like to ask a question regarding. Obviously, we all enjoyed hearing the entirety of a Rat song as they played on the television in the bikers' sort of gang house. Which band do you think would pay a lot of money to the production company to have the music video of one of their artists? Which management do you think would pay to have them in this one?
Well, Simon Cowell has got the same amount of morals as, probably less than Sardo Numpsy, so I would imagine anyone Simon Cowell has signed would be well up there for that.
Someone from his roster, possibly someone new.
Roster. Yeah, maybe.
Is there going to be some sort of X Factor competition leading up to the premiere of your? Sorry, I'm rolling around on cables.
The floor.
Leading up to your leading up to the premiere of yours. So it's like when.
Yeah. When Andrew Lloyd Webber did that whole competition to find the next Maria and the next Nancy, we could tie in so that Simon Cowell, Cheryl Cole, and whoever else is on the, I don't know, Louis, what's his face, is on the panel.
Spence.
Louis Spence, thank you. And Louis Spence.
I like him more than the other one, though.
Louis Walsh. He hasn't done it Did he get fired like years ago? I don't know.
Probably. You know, this is for hell, so let's bring him back. And I think that the duet, there would be, well, I say duet because it wouldn't really be a duet. At the end, the winning person who wins the competition has to produce a song with those two really irritating Irish twins. What are they called? Jedward. Yeah.
All right.
That's who would be doing the music video in my film.
And would the losers have to be on one of Eddie Murphy's uninspiring reggae albums?
It is a condition that you either do backing vocals or you're on the album cover. Yeah.
Because he can sing, but for some reason he just chooses not to.
Okay.
Hey, Eddie Murphy can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Of course.
Don't diss the Murphy.
In the Golden Child, doesn't he, on the plane?
Yeah.
Where the woman's offering chicken. Are you gonna see? And then he starts going, doesn't he?
He does. Yeah.
Yeah. It does. Right, Matt, have you got a question for Nat? For us, or
said about, yeah. So when you said about like he stabs a lot of demons in the back.
Mm.
Have you thought about? I mean, I'm assuming he doesn't really take human form in the demon world. So have you got like? Are they just? Is he talking like as Charles Dance? And who have you thought about casting as the other demons? Have you got any like, super big actors or actresses in there? Do they hang out in like a green room before they go out and do their evil things, chilling out? Is it laid back dialogue? Is it kind of the Dark Lord, Louis Armstrong kind of person?
Well, I think that any workplace has a staff room. So obviously they all hang out in the staff room. Obviously they've all got lockers. They all play mean tricks on each other like you two did when you worked at the Odeon. They're just generally cruel, very cruel to each other. But I think as traditionally British actors are often cast as the villains, we would just have the creme de la creme of British acting talent in as demons. We would have Ian McKellen, we would have Patrick Stewart, we'd resurrect Alan Wilson, Danny Dyer, obviously. Yeah, Danny Dyer.
Off EastEnders.
Lots
that
of
would be
people from
something I would pay to see. Danny Dyer in dialogue with Sir Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart.
I mean, genius and beautiful all at the same time.
I do understand that this is going to involve some of the greatest evil in the world. What, some evil mug? Oh, knock him out.
Here we go. No, Ian McKellen, Eddie. Ian McKellen. It's just a little thing we do.
Of course you understand you're just jealous because you can only do him as Gandalf, you see. That's why you're upset.
No, Ian McKellen. God. I'm sorry.
Oh dear. So there you go.
Right, cool. Okay. Right then, Mr. Jackson, it's your turn for your prequel. Are you ready for? Yep.
Yeah. So this is called Golden Cop, and basically we've having to use de-aging technology for Eddie Murphy. But he reprises his role as Chandler Jarrell, and he's actually, this is before he's a private investigator, so he is a rookie cop. So he's going to be obviously a bit younger than he is in the original Golden Child. And this is sort of how he kind of gets into becoming a private eye, because he's very, he's on this case with his partner, and they follow these biker gangs that are kidnapping these girls. And obviously this leads up to the same biker gang that's in the Golden Child. And it also involves Tommy Tong, makes a comeback in the prequel. Wow, laughing when he enters the room and says, "I'm looking for Tommy Tong." Anyway, so Tommy Tong's back in it, and they, and he interacts very much a lot with the biker gangs. Now, I was talking to Chris about this earlier. The main biker guy in Golden Child, who he has against the wall at the end, and Eddie Murphy's beating up. That's Michael Douglas's half brother. Did you know that?
I never. Yeah,
he died. I just found this out on IMDb. I can't remember his name, Chris. What was his name? We just looked it up, didn't we? Anyway,
I've got it. Eric Douglas. There you go.
Eric Douglas. He's got kind of the Douglas kind of vocality, the way he speaks. But anyway, so that's pretty much going to be it. And this kind of leads up to, I'm just looking at my notes. Is Chandler Yarrell's partner in crime. He gets killed by the biker gang and Tommy Tong, so that's why he's hell-bent on... he rescues the girl that's been captured, but the biker gang escape, and that's how they sort of lead into the Golden Child. Of course, this is never mentioned in the Golden Child, but, you know, it's what's happened. So that's pretty much it. And he quits the police force because they don't want to pursue the case anymore. The biker gang have escaped. Tommy Tong's escaped and he's got to run a restaurant. And so he quits and he becomes a private eye.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Very good, very good. Okay, Eddie and Nat, you can ask Matt a question about his prequel.
Have you got one, Eddie?
It was very comprehensive. I'm not sure I do. It was quite tied up. It was tied up pretty well.
You don't have to ask them if you...
Oh, right. Oh, okay. Here's what. Are there going to be any sort of little bits of foreshadowing about him being the chosen one? Is there going to be any sort of supernatural elements at all? Just maybe him being followed by a brightly coloured bird, or any of the other little signifiers that go on? Or is it just going to be pure, straight up, just exclusively a cop crime story?
Yeah, there's going to be some little snippets. Obviously, with it being a prequel, and it's in this case it's done obviously after the original. So there are going to be some little bits in it. There's going to be some amazing CGI with this, and there's going to be lots of birds. Because the thing is, in the original Golden Child, there's only one bird, but that's because Eddie Murphy shoots them all. So there's only one left. And so he's like, "What are all these birds around?" And then he gets his gun and he shoots them all. And then there's like he goes to court, but you know, obviously the judge is aware that he's a police officer, and you know, Eddie Murphy like makes a joke about it, saying it's like the birds Hitchcock, but he shoots them all down bar one, and it's the nose picking guy in Golden Child that's left. So yeah, there's a lot of birds everywhere he looks. There's birds. I just didn't bother mentioning it.
No.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
You've got a message here. You've got a message here, Jackson.
Dinner money, Jackie. I want it. All right, I'm coming for it, Webby.
Nat, have you got a question?
Yeah, I do. I would love to know how many other half brothers of major Hollywood superstars are going to be in your movie.
Well, why didn't I ask that question? That's a good
question. Does Mr. Stallone have a half brother?
Yeah.
Is
his brother Frank Stallone. He sings a lot of songs on his soundtracks. Yeah, Frank Stallone. He's not his real brother. Yeah.
There's a big locker room scene like there is in Beverly Hills Cop, you know, whereas this is not my market. So there's a lot of that interaction. And so it's completely, you know, nothing like Beverly Hills Cop, but there's a locker incident, and then there's also Tom Hanks's brother is in it as well. He did a lot of the running scenes, didn't he? So again, you know, I didn't think it necessary to mention it in my pitch, but I'm glad you asked, Natalie. And who else is there?
Gary Cruz. Please tell me, is Gary Cruz there?
Gary Cruz.
Gary Cruz.
Gary Cruz.
Gary Cruz is Tom Cruise's famous.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, Gary Cruz.
Yes.
Gary Cruz and Tom, yeah.
You've got Eric Roberts, Julia Roberts' brother, haven't you?
Eric Roberts plays the like the Inspector Todd type character in
Can
the
we get
police
the
station.
Olsen twins in? The Olsen twins anywhere?
Yes, I'm a big fan of those two. Yeah,
because their sister is now it plays Scarlet Witch in the Marvel films and WandaVision. So
I knew
now
that.
technically she's the success.
Yeah,
what
I knew
does
that.
the other one do? Nothing. She just not.
No. This
acting.
one's a different one because there's the twins, and then they had like another sister, and she's got
right.
And so Elizabeth Olsen is Scarlet Witch in.
So they were the twins in that kids' TV show.
Yeah. So they were two. Yeah, so they played those kids, and then Elizabeth Olsen went off and did other stuff. But just as a I just realized that Eric Douglas, there's a brilliant story which is also on his Wikipedia thing about because he did stand up for a bit. He did a gig at the Comedy Store in London, and it was going very badly, and people were booing him. and he said, "You can't do this. You can't treat me like this. I'm Kirk Douglas's son." And then someone in the audience stands up and says, "I'm Kirk Douglas's son." Someone else stands up, "I'm Kirk Douglas's son." The whole audience just stood up and did all that. So yeah,
That is good.
yeah. It's a pretty good time. So yeah. Apparently, he wasn't much of a comedian. Apparently, his shtick was mainly, "Hey, I'm the shittest of the Douglases."
Yeah.
And everyone went, "Yep."
Oh.
Not a joke.
But it
Which
was
is a shame. But yeah.
But Michael Douglas wanting the golden child, so you know.
Oh, I mean,
Who's laughing now?
Yeah.
I mean, Eric Douglas was clearly not appreciated in his lifetime.
No.
More's the pity. But now we have this to remember him by. This show's dedicated to Eric Douglas.
Yeah, we'll put a picture at the end with a little obituary at the end.
I might have to rethink the. No, because he's died, hasn't he? And that's not even funny at all. But I was going to say,
You can have
the reboot.
You can have people if they're dead in films. It doesn't matter for the purpose of the show.
I just
Don't worry
resurrected
about
Alan Rickman. Like, it's fine.
Yeah,
I mean, he did pass away in 2004, so we're not really trampling on any kind of recent memory. But no, you can have the deceased in the films. So it's sort of a bit fantasy football that way. You can just have whoever.
Yeah. Right, cool. So that's all the prequels. So now we're going to vote. So if you're watching along on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube, you get to vote on your favorite one. Let me just think it. So what I'll do now, I'll give you a quick recap of the ones you just heard, very briefly, and then it might help you decide a little bit. So prequels, Eddie's was kind of a Tibetan only fools and horses type thing with the peddler guy. Let me get his name right. Old Gooper, I think he was called. Is that right? He's cutting deals on the street. He's selling trinkets, making big money off of American tourists, like in the movie. Then he goes into publishing and he makes a popular fetish mag called Chunky Asses. It's got a bit of magic in there, and it's the magazine that Eddie Murphy looks at in the film, and hopefully the chosen one will notice that bit of subliminal information in the magazine there. Okay, Nats was about Sado Numpsy. He's bored, he's in hell. He's ambitious, so he wants to get above all these other demons and prove himself. He wants a bit of a promotion. He wants to actually kill the next golden child. That's what he wants to do. So he works his way up and he's given a body to go destroy him. That's where it ties into the main film, The Golden Child. Was there anything else? I think that worked.
Yeah, that's it.
Lovely. Okay, Matt's was called Golden Cop. So they're going to use de-aging technology to make Eddie Murphy younger than he was in The Golden Child. He's a rookie cop. They're after a biker gang who've kidnapped a girl. Tommy Tong's back in it for all you Tommy Tong purists out there. But his partner gets killed while they're on the case. His cop partner gets killed, and then the force played by Bruce Willis. There's loads of people's brothers in there, locker room scene, all that business, and also then the police won't follow up on the case, after his partner's killed. So he decides to become a private investigator himself and go sort it out, leading into The Golden Child. There we go. That's the prequels. Let's get some votes in. So you can vote on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube, and we'll vote in the room as well. We'll get one vote each. You can't vote for your own. So let's hear your votes whenever you're ready. They're all good.
Can I vote for my own?
No.
Okay.
I'm struggling actually.
They're all good. That's a strong lot of prequels tonight. Usually two of them are shit.
Yeah, usually it's a lot easier than this. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, usually you go straight away. You go, with that one. But yeah,
usually you can see it in the face of the person who's reading out the crap ones. So you can just go, let's toss this one off. It's fine.
I've got to go for our guest, Jackson. I've got to go for it. I like the idea of having Eddie Murphy with a partner. We're talking Axel Foley vibes there for me. So I'd love to see a bit of that.
I think I agree. Yes, I'm going to vote for Matt.
Me too. Yeah, I'm going to go for Matt. Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Me too. Me too.
Who do you want to vote for, Matt?
Well, it was a tough one. I was going to go for Eddie's because he's doing the butt pie thing, but then I was kind of talked into it with the kind of interaction with Ian Requel and Patrick Stewart and Danny Dyer. I want to see that dialogue. I want to see that dialogue. So for me, it's Pat Smeaton.
Right. Okay. Lovely. Let's have a look at the votes. We got our old friend Michael Forrest.
Hey,
Hello,
Michael.
All right. I haven't seen you for a while on here. My vote's for Eddie French.
So much
Tibetan
information
cowboy.
in this comment.
Hard copy porn. But
I don't remember.
mantelpieces. Oh, right. So we got 2 votes there. Because
Oh,
There we
thank you, Janet.
there you go. Janet's voting for Nat because she hates Louis Walsh. Voted against Amy Forrest in X Factor. Oh,
We didn't know that.
Dr. Jedward. We didn't know that. That's a bit of new
No.
information.
Oh, I dislike him even more now.
Oh dear. Right then. So let's
I
have a
don't
look.
think I do dislike him more because I don't think I could. But certainly his opinion hasn't been raised in my view.
No. Oh, we'll pick it in for Amy now.
Yeah.
Right then. So that was a close call now, but Matt has taken the lead there on that one with 3. Nat had 2. Eddie had 1 vote. So well done, Matt, for that first round.
Thanks.
But
Thank you.
that's
Go on,
all right,
say
no
it.
problem.
Go
As
on.
I always say this time of night after the first round, it's still all to play for this evening. So
Air horn.
don't be too upset if you've got a vote
Catchphrase.
so far. If you haven't won a round, it's all to play for. As we move into the sequels tonight, right then. So same rules apply. If you're watching, don't forget you can comment, join in with us on here. Don't be shy. Right then, sequels. And Nat, you're going to go first this time, if that's all right.
Yes, absolutely.
Right, away you go then.
Thank you. Victor Wong is back in Tibet, raising the golden child and swindling tourists out of their money. He knows he shouldn't, but he's bored and not very keen on Westerners, especially since his daughter has married one. One day, he gets a message from his daughter, Keenang, asking him to travel back to America at once. All the talk of being the chosen one has gone to Chandler's head, and he has started a mega church in which he claims to mix Western and Eastern religions to cure illness and help people who claim to be possessed. They discover the demon Sardo Numpsy, who they defeated, is possessing Chandler and is there to take him right to the top, make as much money as he can, and then expose him as a fraud and watch him go to jail. So Victor and Keenang decide that they must get the demon out of him and save his life, basically. And so there's a big ritual and they banish him back to hell, and then they give all the money they made in the mega church back to orphan children in Tibet, and that's the end.
Seen it.
Okay, wow.
No, you
Bloody hell.
haven't. Shut up.
All right, right, okay.
That
that
sounds
was a
like
lot.
Dragnet with the pagans.
That was a lot of info. So Eddie and Matt, you can ask Nat a question there. Well, I try and remember what she put.
Is there going to be? I've got a question about. Is there going to be like a bit of kind of footage on how Sardo Numpsy gets resurrected, or are you just going to appear in his?
No, because we don't want to.
Jacket?
We don't want anyone to know that he's the one that's. So what we want to happen is when Victor Wong gets back to his daughter and Eddie Murphy in America and sees like Eddie is literally curing the sick and making people stop being possessed, and he's running this mega church and he's making millions of dollars. We don't want him to find out straight away who it is who's possessing him until the demon is driven out of Eddie, and then he appears in his smoking jacket, obviously, screaming and shouting and cursing before he's dragged back to hell. So we will see him briefly, but we want that to be the big surprise at the end. Ooh, it's Sardo, his brother.
Very good.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
Is there going to be a woman that is half something else? And if so, what half and what else?
Yeah. So this is a church in the South, obviously, because people in the South of the USA tend to love these mega churches. So she's going to be half woman, half cow, I think. And she's going to be behind a fence, not a screen.
Which half? Straight down the middle?
Yeah, if you want, if that's how you want it, yeah. And
Like Victoria.
the way to get like oracle out of her, you know, when you go and visit her for information, you've got to milk her, and then she'll tell you what you want her to know. Yeah.
It's kind of like Ben Stiller milking.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And then she'll tell you the secrets that she knows.
Right. Okay.
Cool.
Interesting. Very good. Any more questions, Your Honour? You got a question for
What's
Nat?
it called?
What?
Oh,
What's it called? Come on.
you should know that. Yeah, it should be on tip of your tongue. You got there. You foxed her with that one.
To be fair, I've
Child.
all of the pitches that I've written for this, I must have given names to about 6% of them. So few of them get a title.
It's a good question, though.
It's called Cows Gone Wild. Living it up in Louisiana.
Right. Okay. Very nice. Right then, we'll move on then. Matt, it's your turn for your sequel, please. You ready for this?
Yeah. So I think what I've gone with is we're gonna. The very end of the Golden Child is where they walk, don't they, over that nice grassy hill together. Yeah. So this one's 15 years later, and they're walking back up the hill, and the Golden Child is 23 years old, sort of literally just completely, westernized into, American society. And Chandler Yarrell has adopted him, and he's married Key. Mm-hmm. So they're a family. They run a private detective business called Golden Balls. And basically what happens is the Golden Child over the years has still got his powers, but he doesn't use them. And there's an incident that happens where he has to use his powers, and that somehow resurrects Sardo Nomsi. So Nomsi makes a comeback. So the more powerful the Golden Child gets, it sort of, the devil world, whatever you want to call it, the demon world, nether regions, sort of resurrects Sardo Nomsi. But this time he brings back a minion, and his minion is Peter Dinklage. So the last time we saw these two work together was when Game of Thrones, when Dance was taking a shit and Dinklage shot him with a crossbow. So it's a bit of a talking piece there, but they work together. So Peter Dinklage is like the second in command minion. The Louis Armstrong Lord Demon, whatever you call him, he makes a comeback. You're wise to kill Tommy. But on this one, he actually breaks out into the Louis Armstrong. What's the famous song that he sings?
We have all in the world.
That's it. World. There we go. So he sings that. So basically, that's a bit of a comedy moment because you've got no idea that they're in the demon world, and you hear this Louis Armstrong voice, but then it pans round and you actually see this horrific-looking demon just singing, and then he stops singing, and then he speaks to Charles Sardo Nomsi's character and sends him back, and it's all about you've got unfinished business. You need to go back. You need to take the Golden Child. We need to take over the world, and that's pretty much the story. But originally, what happens there is that with the powers that the Golden Child has, they accidentally stumble across the tomb of Tommy Tong, and they resurrect Tommy Tong, and Tommy Tong joins forces with Chandler Yarrell and the Golden Child to take down Sardo Nomsi, because Tommy Tong's pissed off because obviously Sardo Nomsi whacked him in the face with a katana blade, didn't he? Yeah, which was quite graphic for a PG, in my opinion. But yeah, so that's the story, really. So yes.
All right, very nice. Okay, Eddie and Nat, then, have you got a question for Matt on his sequel?
I do. I would like to know if there's going to be a spin-off album from Peter Dinklage of either Louis Armstrong covers or other or originals. What?
There is the guy who plays currently under wraps at the moment, but the guy who plays the devil, the Lord Demon. He's sort of, the album's called I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. And that's one of the leading tracks. Then there's Peter Dinklage sings 3 classic songs. He sings Don't Stop Me Now. He sings Another One Bites the Dust and Flash.
Flash.
Flash Gordon,
From
brilliant.
Flash Gordon.
So it's a mini EP.
Love it.
Well,
Eddie, you're gonna have to do a lot to come up to beat that. I'm sorry. That's
the fun thing there is that if it's the demon voice, the demon is voiced by Frank Welker, who since 1969 has been the voice of Freddy on Scooby-Doo. And the voice of the lions in The Lion King, like the roaring ones, and basically any mad noises. So yeah, Frank Welker is one of the biggest.
It was also Ray
actors.
Stanton Slimer in the Real Ghostbusters cartoon.
He was. You're absolutely correct.
Is he still in the voice of Fred in Scooby-Doo?
Yeah, he's been doing it. He's been doing it for decades. It's
I mean, I
just
watch
insane.
it. Hayden and Freddie. Hayden's 6 now. Freddie's 3. But they love Scooby-Doo, and I was only thinking today, like probably every day when I see it on, I'm like, either they get like a really good person who can take off Fred, or it's that guy, and it is that guy.
It's that guy. Yeah, he was in like Blue Hawaii and some of the Elvis Presley movies and stuff. He used to do stand up, and he used to do a cat and a dog having a fight just vocally. Yeah, he's incredible. But so I'm all for him releasing an album. No, I was just celebrating Frank Welker. That was all. Yep.
That's a bit of trivia there.
Cool.
Like
Yeah. Oh, he's amazing.
Yep. Cool. Right then. Let's move on then. If that's all, I think that's the questions. Right? Cool. Eddie, it's your turn then for your sequel, please.
All right. Okay. So, the Golden Child sequel. Chandler, he decides he's going to go into showbiz, because he thinks that this private investigation and stuff, that's all difficult. So he's going to go into showbiz, and sort of any money he makes, he's going to put into sort of a charity to help other people do it, because he's had quite enough. So he becomes the manager of the Pepsi can that can dance. And basically it follows the plot loosely of One Froggy Evening, the Warner Brothers cartoon with the frog that sings "Hello, my baby, hello, my darling, hello, my ragtime gal." And so obviously they're doing all of that, and the Golden Child is helping out by doing that, and so they're becoming very, very famous. Ki Nang, she takes advantage of this to throw a party and invites filmmaker Roman Polanski. At which point, the actress Charlotte Lewis, who played Ki Nang, takes the opportunity to kick the shit out of him for sexually assaulting her when she was 16 years old on the film Pirates.
Okay.
that got really dark really quickly, didn't it?
more documentary drama than light-hearted comedy, but yeah,
it does end up with Roman Polanski getting the shit kicked out of him finally. So
I'm sure loads of people would fund that. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah, and then lots of people would go, "Well, he did make some very good film back there."
Yeah. Okay. Matt and Nat, do you want to ask Eddie a question about his biopic?
Just sort of throwing me for a loop a bit, to be absolutely honest with you.
Yeah. I mean, it is true. She did.
Yeah.
Allegedly, that happened. We don't know, but yeah,
I'm pretty sure it did. It's Roman Polanski.
Well, let's say allegedly, just in case, as we always do on this show. Let's just say allegedly.
If Roman
then we covered. You know.
All right then. Okay, fine. For the sake of prequel, sequel, requel. It happened.
Right, okay.
I'm sure sarcasm doesn't count in court.
Not my office.
Have you got any questions, or do you want to move on, or what? We've got a nice comment. We've got a little bit of spam again. Look, here we go.
Want to become famous?
Crimes and viewings on HT, my arsehole and cock want to spunk.
Big follows.
Yeah. And
BigFollows.com.
of course, want to become famous, which is Roman Polanski's catchphrase.
Allegedly.
No, he's a cunt.
I mean, we like to keep an open mind on prequel, sequel, requel, but yeah. Have you not got a question for Eddie?
Not about rapists, we don't.
Allegedly.
Let's move
I
on.
think Eddie's covered everything.
Let's just move on before we get sued.
I think he's covered everything there as well with that one. Yeah, I mean, we could have just gone on Wikipedia later and looked at that anyway. So without it being your actual pitch, but you know, right? Okay, it's time to vote. Let's do the vote. If anybody's still watching,
Polanski.
yeah, he'll come on and vote for yours as well. Because he's sick like that, the bastard. He wants to see himself get his ass kicked. Right then, let's vote. Here's your quick recaps for your sequels then. So Nats was about Victor Wong. He's back in Tibet. This is old Gooper, isn't it? Oh, that was his name, wasn't it? Back in Tibet. Keenan gets in contact with him, tells him to come back to the USA because Chandler has now opened a mega church and he's mixing East and West religions together to cure all. What were the like spirit stuff?
Yeah, you know, like when you see them in the churches and they put the hands on and they cure them.
I cast you out.
Yeah, okay. Then we find out that Numsy was possessing Chandler all along, and he reveals himself, and they have a demonic. Oh, they have a ritual to send him back to hell. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was right.
You talk quite fast. I was trying to get everything down, but hopefully that was all right.
Sorry.
So it's all right. Don't worry about it. Matt's was set after the original film. Obviously, the Golden Child is now 23 years old, being completely westernized. Chandler and Keenan are now married. They've adopted the Golden Child as well. They run a detectives agency called Golden Balls. And on one of the cases, there's an incident where the Golden Child has to use the powers, and that resurrects Numpsy. And he's got a minion played by
the Underworld. Yeah, sorry.
That's all right. He's got a minion played by Peter Dinklage, and when you first see it, there's a big song kicking in. And they go to the tomb of Tommy Tong and resurrect him as well. He's a bit annoyed, but they join forces to try and take down Chandler. Right. Okay, and there's an album coming out as well. Eddie's was
the truth.
Chandler goes into showbiz. There were more to it than that. More than just the truth. He gives money to charity and he manages the Pepsi can. He's his manager. And it's basically a recreation of the Warner Brothers cartoon One Froggy Evening. And then until Keenan decides to throw a party, invites Roman Polanski and kicks his ass. And then the film ends there. Right. So
whatever reason.
For reasons.
Apparently.
Right then. Okay. Let's vote. Let's get voting. So vote in the comments and for your favourite there. And we'll also vote online on here.
I'm going to vote for Nats because I want to see Eddie Murphy playing a sort of mad preacher type. I think that would be proper fun. So that's why I'm voting for that.
Thank you very much.
Possessed or otherwise, I reckon that would be super entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
I'm also going to vote for Nats because I just had the lawyers on the phone saying don't vote for Eddie's. So vote for Nats as well. But yeah, that's a good point. Actually, it'd be good to see Eddie Murphy playing a madcap. Reverend.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go for Nats as well for pretty much the reasons you've all said there.
Thank you very much.
Are you gonna go for Nat?
Just because I want to hear this album, I'm gonna go for Matt.
All right, cool. Let's have a look. We got Michael Forrest again online. Here we go. Vote for Eddie for the flop at talented director. Flawed. It's a nice way of saying.
That's a very generous term, isn't it?
Yeah. It is. Allegedly. I just keep saying allegedly. That's kicking incentive. Janet's going to vote for Matt. There you go. For a comprehensive. Yeah, essay style pitch. Very nice.
Essay style pitch, I agree.
Do you mean it was a comprehensive as in it covered all, or it sounded like a comprehensive school essay? Because that could mean either. I don't know.
All right. Right then, Ian.
Comprehensive store would have the skills to, have the business acumen to add an album deal on the end of the film. So,
I mean, to be honest, mine was clearly done on the bus on the way to school. So I haven't got anything. I can't talk. So
I think the dog ate the last one of yours.
yeah. No, the last one I did was okay. This one,
Right. Okay. Nat,
just me getting
not to take the shine off Nat. She's just won that round. So there you go.
Yeah.
Well done.
Very good.
Thank you.
We're all very
Oh,
similar.
Matt.
But
Matt,
don't worry. Don't you worry, because Eddie, it's still all to play for this evening. You might redeem yourself in the last bit and win
taking you
a
down,
round.
Jackson. Taking you
You might
down.
do. You might do. We'll see what happens. Anything can happen. Right then. So as we go on to the Requel, so this is can be a reboot, a remake, whatever you choose to do with this one. It's a bit pretty open one. So we will start this time with Mr. Jackson first. This time.
Okay, so big, massive budget reboot. This one, and we've got Kevin Hart as Chandler Yarrell, and we've got Shilpa Shetty as Keenan. And basically, it's going to follow very closely to the original storyline. And one of the things I particularly liked, and now I've been given the opportunity to make a reboot, one of the things I particularly liked in the original was the talk show that he goes on to talk about Joe Mosley, 16 years old, put the camera on. So what I'm going to do is not that Jerry Springer is current, but if you think talk show host America, you probably say Jerry Springer. So we're going to get Jerry Springer out of retirement. It's going to be massive. I mean, the film is 2 hours long, but an hour and 40 minutes is all in the TV studio because it all.
Oh my God, that's
So
amazing.
we've got Kevin Hart comes out, giving it the big I am, a bit more swagger than Eddie Murphy would, and the Golden Child is played by The Rock.
That was my question. My question to you was going to be: is The Rock going to be in this?
So The Rock is in it, and he's going to play the Golden Child, but he's got he's the age of a child, but he's got the body of like a superhuman, and he doesn't have powers. He's just really strong, so that's why he's locked in a cage. Because when he gets out, he's like the Hulk. He just beats everybody up. So, and the demons, they want to tame that power. So anyway, what happens is that there's a big fight. Obviously, Kevin Hart, Chandler Yarrell is insistent, as you would be, to get the word out there that Cheryl Mosley's disappeared, who is played by what's her name now? Jennifer Lawrence. So she's got quite a big part in this, and but they're more interested in one of the contestants, one of the guests is a lady with 4 breasts. So Jerry Springer is naturally he's not bothered about the fact that he wants to talk about Cheryl Mosley. She's been kidnapped, yada yada. He's more so. Chandler Yarrell goes mad, kicks off. He has a big fight. So there's an hour and 40 minutes of him wrestling that security guard. I can't remember his name.
Steve.
So there's a big 35-minute fight between him and Steve, and then Jerry Springer gets involved. So it's kind of a little bit like what happened with is it Dr. Evil, Austin Powers? With Dr. Evil was on. Jerry Springer.
I've got your hood.
Exactly. Yeah. That's going back. So
Ian McKellen.
So it's on a bigger scale. So once that's done, he gets out of the studio. He then he gets a phone call. So there's 20 minutes remaining of the film. He gets a phone call. He goes to the biker gang. He sees Jennifer Lawrence tied up. He beats up the gang. Because Eric Douglas couldn't be in it, Michael Douglas reprises his role. So he beats up Michael Douglas, and then they go and order some food, and Tommy Tong is serving the food. And that's
For a minute there, I was very worried Tommy Tong wasn't going to make it in there, but thankfully, just under the wire.
But the thing is, this is Golden Child Part 1, so The Rock's not even in it. It's kind of like Luke Skywalker at the end. They kind of just film over, and you can just see him sat in a cage with his big muscles, and he's doing the people's eyebrow to the camera, and it ends.
Is he eating just a tiny leaf?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, and they keep throwing like bowls of porridge at him, so he's covered in porridge.
Covered in bloody porridge.
Reprises his role, and he goes, "You will eat," and then The Rock just turns to the camera and goes,
Yeah.
And then it. That's it.
Cool. All right. Questions then for Matt. Have you got any questions for his vision?
Well, my question was: is The Rock going to be in this? Because it's The Rock, isn't it? And you've already answered that. I'm very excited about that casting.
Yeah. So so the sequel, you can imagine they team up. It's kind of like that film that they're in, whatever it's called. It's like
Jumanji 2. No.
Yeah. Take your pick up.
Yeah, they're in loads, aren't they?
Yeah. So
I was
cool.
slightly confused. I forgot that they were in lots of films together. So when Nat said that was going to be my question, I thought Nat's question was going to be, who does The Rock play? like what? Why are we assuming The Rock is in there? Sorry, it didn't connect at all. I was like, huh? Anyway, I don't think I have a question. It was all.
Oh, you've stumped Eddie tonight quite a lot, Matt. We all.
Yeah, you have. Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's a very comprehensive pitch, then often I'll just go, yeah, that all wraps up. So yeah.
Sounds good. All right, cool. Let's move on then. Eddie, it's your turn for your requel.
Okay. Well, unsurprisingly, I read a thing on Wikipedia, and it turns out that the Golden Child, whilst the character was a boy, the performer was actually a girl, and hence why the Golden Child is credited with initials rather than names. And then apparently after that, the girl went, I think I'm going to retire from acting. And that's what it says on Wikipedia.
Yeah,
she retired from acting. I was like, she was like 7 or something. And she's like, no, I just sat there.
I do bored of these films.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
I
not
do bored of
surprised.
these roles.
She did bugger all. She got shouted at by Charles Dance and ate a leaf. I mean, you can see why she was like, I'm not bothered. Everyone else had a great time. But I decided, in that case, I would gender flip the entire thing. And the requel is going to be a Leslie Jones vehicle. So she's going to be playing yes. And also I'm going to correct the issue of what's her name? Ki Nang.
Yep.
Who was played by an English woman. So we're probably going to be slightly more appropriate with our casting choices when it comes to that kind of thing. But it's going to be modern day. Broadly speaking, it's going to be the same thing because, I think that if you can, I mean, just taking the talk show thing where he's like, yeah, you can talk about your tortoise or whatever you want. Leslie Jones would be great in that scene. She could really, really do a cool thing on it, and it would be so that is all good. And I would also like Benedict Wong to be in it because he is proper cool. I think he would do very well for old Gooper.
Right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. Questions then for Eddie, please. Fire away when you got them.
I'm struggling to think of any.
I am as well, to be honest. Yeah.
So if we're gender flipping the whole thing, like your biker gang is females, the monks and the demons, and Charles Dance's character, who would be? Yeah, who would be Charles Dance?
Diana Rigg.
Oh.
Bloody hell. That was quick.
Yeah.
Diana Rigg.
The answer was that clear to me. I was like, yep, there we go.
Who would direct this epic? That's my question.
Who would direct it? I would like Patty Jenkins to direct it.
Okay. But not write it.
Do you know what? She's probably busy. We'll just get her in to direct it.
All right. Okay. Good. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's it then, isn't it? There's no more questions there.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Nope.
Right. Okay, Nat, it's your turn. Requel.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So I had a lot of fun. It had been a long time since I saw this, and I had completely forgotten 100% what the effects were like. And then when Charles Dance becomes a demon, and we see him. So yeah, basically, I thought that looked like something that would have come out of the Aardman Animation Studios, like 10
In
years
the
before.
40s.
It was the studios, yeah. Like that's like a really early when he was 5 playing with clay. So I decided I want to reboot it entirely as an Aardman animation.
Oh,
Very good.
So
Very good.
Sado Numpsy is going to be the penguin character. Chandler will be Wallace. Gromit will be the golden child. Key will be Wendelin. And Victor Wong will be Shaun the sheep. And that's how I want to see it. I want to see it all in rural Yorkshire, in the rolling hills, in Aardman animation. Yeah.
all right, cool, short and sweet. Right then. Okay, questions then for Nat there, if you've got them, Matt or Eddie.
So is this going to be sort of quite gadget heavy? What with
Yes,
Wallace
yeah.
being the inventor, we're not okay.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. So when
name me 12 inventions that have been. Give me an example of a couple of inventions that are going to be specific to this film.
Well, when Wallace goes to fight crime, he doesn't just have magical trousers. He has an entire suit, and it's got like extra
like
things
Iron
that can
Man.
come out, and they like stab and punch. So when he goes into the house, because as we know when we watch the original, it's Key who actually does the majority of the fighting.
Yes.
So he's there. His suit's falling to pieces. The steam coming out of it, it's not really working. And while it's all going wrong, he doesn't notice that Wendelin is the one who's doing all the fighting. So it gets to Eric Douglas, and finally
he's still in it.
he's still in it. We
It's
finally
stop
get
motion animation except for Eric Douglas.
except for Eric.
Just there.
And he finally gets his suit working, and he beats up Eric, and he seems to have killed everybody else. But obviously, we all know it was Wendelin, because one of the themes of any Wallace and Gromit movie is that Gromit is the one that gets him, or other people are the ones that gets him out of trouble. So yeah, there's going to be at least one super suit made out of steam-powered super suit, and then there's got to be some sort of high-speed train chase on train tracks whilst they're fighting for the golden child. So Wallace is underneath the penguin's wing, and then there's like a whole thing where he's on a train trying to get away, and Wendelin and Wallace are after him, and they keep changing points and everything. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Not for
Eddie
me. Not for me. That. Not for me.
Not for you. It's not for him.
Not really joking. I'm joking.
well,
He didn't have a question.
Eddie,
He had an opinion.
It's my contribution. Not for me.
Fair enough.
Is Eddie Murphy going to do a voice in it?
Oh God, yeah.
Surely he's going to be.
He has to.
Chandler Yarrow. No?
He has to, doesn't he? Like we've got to see Wallace voiced by Eddie Murphy. We've got to. Even if everybody else around him is voiced by the actors who originally did them. Eddie
Murphy will know a bit of Yorkshire terminology as well, because he went out with
he did Scary Spice, yeah. So he'll be right at home. Yeah.
Very good. Okay. Any more questions before we vote?
No, I'm
good.
Right then, requels. Then let's get these. Give you a quick recap on these. Matt's was a big budget reboot, basically. Kevin Hart as Chandler. Shilpa Shetty, did you say? As
yeah, I don't know if she's done much recently. The last thing I saw her in was Celebrity Big Brother with Jade Goody.
Right. Okay.
I thought she was very, very attractive, and I think she played the role well.
All right, good. It's going to stay pretty much close to storyline, but the entire it's going to be an hour and 40 in the talk show. An hour and 40 minutes in the talk show, and you're going to get Jerry Springer back out to be in this. It's all taking place at the TV studio. You've got Kevin Hart with a bit more swagger than Eddie Murphy. The Rock plays the child. He's always caged due to his strength. The demons want his power. That's what they're after. Jennifer Lawrence is going to play Cheryl Mosley. on Jerry Springer, there's a four-breasted guest who Jerry Springer's more interested in, who keeps interrupting, and Chandler's grabbing Mike like he does in.
Put the camera on me, man. Obviously, I see it.
Like you said, it sticks very close to the original story. Like you said.
There's a big fight with Steve, the security guard, that takes 40 minutes, I think. He gets a phone call, and there's a biker gang, and Michael Douglas is playing his half-brother's role in this one as a bit of a tribute. And then they all finish off with a lovely meal at Tommy Tong's restaurant. Okay.
Like the original.
Like the original. Very, followed it very closely.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's that big, it's split into two parts. So there is
some of that Harry Potter money coming in.
Oh yeah. We're gonna Hunger Games this shit.
Kill Bill.
Right, Eddie's was a gender flip, basically. It's a Leslie Jones vehicle, though. We all know Leslie Jones. She'll be shouting a lot. Keenang's going to be... You don't know who we're going to play that, do you?
No, but it was going to be someone more ethnically appropriate than the English lady who played her.
All right. It's the same plot and everything. It's going to be directed by Patty Jenkins. You've got Diana Rigg playing the Charles Dance characters, Numpsy. And Benedict Wong's in it as well.
Yeah.
Why not? Okay, Nats was she didn't like the demon effects in the film. All the effects were a bit crap, so she decided to reboot it as an Aardman animation. It's now set in rural Yorkshire. You've got Wallace and Gromit in there, Shaun the Sheep. Do you want to run some of your cast up again? Because I couldn't write that quick enough.
Yeah. So Numpsy is the penguin. You've got Wallace as Chandler. You've got Gromit as the golden child. Key is Wendelin, and Victor Wong is Sean.
Right. Cool. Okay. Right. It's time to vote then. So you can vote online, and also we will vote in the room. So let's do this.
I think straight away, as much as I enjoy Jerry Springer, I love a gender flip. So I'm going to vote for Eddie.
I'm going to vote for Nats because I love Aardman animation, and I would like to see them do this, especially if they're going to animate a new version of Wallace that is voiced by Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, I think on that basis, I'll have to go for Nats.
Thank you.
See the animation, but
although
it's not for me.
It's not for you, but it's got your vote.
It's not for you.
The fact that everyone else is plasticine animated, but Eric Douglas is live action. We'll bring a lot to the table.
I think, I think I'll have to.
It's not a Jan Schwankmeyer film or something.
I think you've cinched it there with the Wallace and Gromit and the Aardman stuff. Hey, here's the thing. I once met Nick Park at an exhibition. He was lovely. There you go. Lovely guy.
He does seem nice.
He was great. Yeah, he had a lot of time to chat to everybody. He was lovely.
Oh, that's nice.
There you go.
I'm very pleased to hear that.
Yeah, it was nice. Right then. So we haven't got any votes online. They are still watching, but nobody's voted. Oh well. I think the Roman Polanski's finished them off.
They've all been.
They've all been sat there with dish to digest them Roman Polanski platters.
Yeah, but basically what they've done is they've all gone. Actually, while I'm here, I'm just going to open the Wikipedia page for Roman Polanski. Oh no.
Oh my god!
Oh, and they're all just sat there doing that while our thing goes on.
Wait a minute, we've got a last minute voting. Here we go. It's a big one. Vote for Matt's extraordinary effort, complete with crayon drawings of the Rock. Oh, hang on. Wait a minute. Pampers was superior. Janet Morris votes for Nat due to Eddie
Thanks,
Murphy.
Janet.
Mainlining
Yorkshire tea.
Lovely. All right. Well, there's no doubt then. It was getting close there, but Nat, you've done it. Yeah. You've won this round.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Chad.
And as a result, the episode.
Well, I was going to say that, Eddie. I have one job, and you just took it.
I know,
fucking nicked it.
It looked like you completely forgot.
No, I was building it up. You know that thing called tension, where you build it up and go, right, I've said that bit. Now I'm going to say this bit, and I was just about to go, which means like that, and you just steamrolled, right? I can't even do the prequel sequels, me, because I have to host the fucking thing. Not bothered really.
Well,
Right, I'm gonna do prequel, sequel, requel next week. I'm gonna do them. I don't give a shit.
I don't remember us ever saying you couldn't.
I'm changing the show.
This has apparently been an issue for the past 20 seconds.
No, I have one job. You've come on a bad night, Jackson. I'm laying it all down now. I'm laying the law down. Right, I'm going back through the. I'm going back through the archives now. My prequel for Jingle All the Way. You ready? got them all in here. They're all in here.
Yeah, I know.
Right. Okay.
You're gonna go back and just insert yourself into all the old episodes because
CGI yourself in.
That's a really tall order. You better hope you have enough indignation to last you through that, because it's going to take a lot of time.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to put myself as I'll just put a thing at the end going, stay tuned for my prequel, sequel, and requels for this episode, and then I'll put myself in.
Or are you just going to film like unedited, just sort of rambling reaction videos of yourself just there watching the episode in real time going, no, see, that's not, no, what is that, that's not even funny. I mean, come off it, mate.
What I would have done is this. I'll do that.
That's just Simpsons Treehouse of Horror from 1996. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. Right,
that'd be amazing.
Cool. Okay. Right then, we've made it to the end of the show. Well done, Nat, for winning the night.
Thank you very much. Thank you, chaps, and very much, and Janet.
Thank you very much to our special guest this evening, Mr. Matthew Jackson. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you, everyone. Enjoyed it.
I've got to say, your prequel, sequel, and requel very well thought out this evening. Usually people just come on and go, it's got this guy in it, and then they make it up on the spot. So well done. That was nice. That. You're welcome back. If you want to come back at any time, you're welcome to come back and join us again.
Yes,
we have a bit of a rotation. So just pick another film. You can come back and do it. We got a last message from Michael here. Thanks, guys. Nice to be back. We'd like to say it's more professional, but it's still funny and a lot more slanderous. It is. We've upped the game now. We get a bit political now, Michael. You might have noticed. We're always talking about that. Oh, Boris Johnson. Oh, you bugger. Oh, let us out. Let us out of these boxes, you twat. You know,
his favorite director is Roman Polanski.
Yeah, he is.
There's one you could do. Have you done Contagion?
No.
You could have actually, I was going to say you can have a bit of fun with that and talk about COVID, but it's not fun, really. Forget that.
Maybe we'll do Teen Wolf instead.
Yeah, that sounds like more fun, doesn't it?
We have. If anybody is interested, we do have a list here of one's potentials, but shall I read it out? I'll read a few of them. We've got Teen Wolf, Animal House, Blues Brothers, although Blues Brothers got a sequel, Rocketeer, Clueless, Demolition Man, Reservoir Dogs. There's quite a lot we haven't done yet. And I believe we're nearly getting up to 50 episodes, since we started this show. 50 episodes. That doesn't sound real, but I think it is.
50 weeks. That is a year.
Nearly. Real, Chris.
That's part of a year.
That's since the first incarnation of the show, which was Jingle All the Way in that Christmas time.
Right, yeah, back
then. So
we were sat in a room with each other. That was weird.
You remember that when people sat with each other? Yeah. Oh dear. Remember audiences?
We didn't even need a substantial meal to be sat with each other. So hot.
Yeah.
I had one anyway, mine, but brought it with me.
Carnage. All them rappers you left. Right, then let's wrap things up tonight then. So again, thanks to Matt for coming to join us. Lovely to see you again, mate. Nice one.
Thank you, Matt. It's been really nice.
Get you on again. Have you got this is where we plug some stuff. Have you got anything you'd like to plug, Matt? You can plug anything you want.
Just that if anyone's got any size 6 nappies, pop them off because Matt's to go out later and buy some.
Right, size 6 nappies. We'll send you.
I've got nothing to plug.
We'll send you. We'll send you.
I want to plug Sony because my PS5 crashed Miles Morales for the first time tonight. and turned itself off. Not happy, Sony.
No.
Not happy.
Allegedly.
So Sony, get him sent a new. Sony do watch. So get him.
Reset the system. Pressing the controller, nothing. Wouldn't turn on.
Oh, it's not like the blue screen of death and all that stuff, is it? Then
No. The good thing was that it carried on from where I left off. So all was not lost. Hayden was distraught, my son.
Oh, is it a digital? Hang on, which version have you got? Have you got a digital one where it's all on download?
It's all on disc.
Right, disc. Right.
I think the majority of it goes on the hard drive, but and then I googled it, and it's rife with it happening. So good job, Sony and Insomniac, who made the game. But that's not plugging. That's just
that's shrugging.
Yeah, shrugging. Sorry.
Apparently, Matt's prequel is just an episode of Watchdog.
Very good.
Really, just consumer affairs. Just really angry about it.
Yeah. Nat, have you got anything to plug?
I haven't yet, no, because I've been dead lazy and I haven't got around to doing it yet. Please don't judge me.
But your channel's coming soon, and
it's coming soon, but I've just not got around to doing it.
YouTube every week. You need to get it ready. So I
know.
What channel, Smeaton porn?
Yeah, it's going to be chunky asses. Yeah.
Nat Smeaton OnlyFans.
Yeah, and butt pie is going to be a big one.
Oh yeah.
Does it involve like soap goods?
Bombs, various things done with bombs in various places.
Gonna be a lot of lava.
Well, she's got the supplies from Lush, so you know.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I always say allegedly.
That. The real scandal was that you were using stuff from the Body Shop.
Oh my God. And 1,000 voices in Lush cried out and were silenced. Eddie, have you got anything to plug this week?
The usual IC News podcast, Fire Breathing Kittens podcast. Also, in the next couple of weeks, do keep an ear out because we're going to be releasing our own podcast, the Discount Comedy Checkout Improv Show. We've been recording, we're going to drop a whole load of half-hour improv shows all at once and then continue to release them on a weekly basis. So you'll be able to find them wherever you find them. As soon as we know, we will find we'll get all the information, we'll leave it in the comments and stuff like that so you can subscribe. But it's going to be improv like we used to do live, but like on the radio. So look out for that. It's exciting. We've recorded loads of stuff and it's really, really cool. So we're just putting that together and that'll be out in the next couple of weeks. We don't have any specific date, but we will let you know.
Yep, cool. So look out for that. As far as I'm concerned, Tuesday night, tomorrow night, I've got my radio show on Box Office Radio. What's the Score? Play score music on there, 8 o'clock. I'm always looking for requests, so that's why I plug it every week. Keep those requests coming in because I do need them because it makes it interesting for me as well because I get to listen to music I don't usually listen to. That's why I like to do it. And then Saturday night, I've got It's All Geek to Me with Richard Gittins and Nathan Webb. That's 8 o'clock where we talk about geek news and we have a bit of fun on there. We're doing an episode 3, Star Wars episode 3 retrospective as well this weekend. We've already done episode 1 and 2, so we'll have a chat about it on Saturday. Other than that, join us next week for another prequel, sequel, requel. Monday nights, 8 o'clock. We're here every week just for a bit of fun. Please do join us and we'll pick a film this week and let everybody know. Once more, thanks a lot to Matt Jackson for coming on tonight. Really appreciate it, mate. Cheers for that. Thank you. And from all of us, we'll all say good night. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.